This week's feature drum is another Slingerland. I'm a fan of Slingerland drums. This is also similar to the one I featured before. It is a solid maple shell with maple reinforcement rings. This one, it was cut down at some point, so I think it might have gone from a 5.5 down to a 5, maybe even a little bit less than a 5. Has this cool champagne sparkle finish. I don't think it's original. Obviously the throw-off is a Ludwig throw-off. That's not original, and I need to replace that because it doesn't work very well. But anyway, this was the first Radio King style drum that I got. I was looking for something to get that real kind of dense, low, deep, punchy sound. And I found this cheap, a couple $100, because it's not a collector's item. There's all kinds of extra holes and nothing's really original. The hoops and everything, the lugs are original, but you know, it's a player's drum. But this was kind of my first foray where I discovered what a solid shell drum can do. I've used it a ton for that real kind of gushy, compact sounding snare sound. But it also does a bunch of other stuff too. So in the playing demo, I'm going to play along with some loops, starting with it tuned pretty high, not super high. This drum has really round bearing edges, so when I take it up super duper high, it kind of chokes out and loses its life. It can be cool, especially if you put a bunch of like reverb and stuff on it. Kind of sounds like an old James Brown sample or something, but the tone kind of opens up in the upper mid tuning. So I want to start there, just detuning it a little bit. The internal muffler is just barely touching the bottom of the head. And then when I get down to the lower tuning, I'm going to throw on this muffle pad, which is basically just a piece of felt with some white duct tape on it. That's when I get into that real kind of tight, gushy 70s type sound. Other than that, it's an awesome drum. Again, don't sleep on these old Slingerland solid shell maple drums. They're essentially the Radio Kings, the cheaper version of the Radio King that goes for a whole lot more money. Anyway, solid maple. This is one I wanted to feature because it was how I learned what a solid wood drum can do. So check it out. I should say that this has a coated Emperor batter head. That's what came on it years ago, and I haven't worn it out yet, so it's still on there. And a regular hazy ambassador on the bottom. The bearing edges are super round. Even the one that got recut, it's almost flat. Got Canopus vintage snare wires on it. I love those. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Again, I'm kind of going through some of my earliest drums that I've had to my collection. This one has a sweet spot for me. It's been on a bunch of albums that I've done. This was my gushy, compact 70s dead sounding snare for a long time. I still pull it out. It records really well. And it matches my new Champagne Sparkle RBH kit. So Anyway, thanks for checking it out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.